Just going to share a message as usual, but you're very welcome to respond in the comments, which I can't see. So, oh, maybe they'll start appearing at the bottom of the screen if there's a comment, I think. Let me just make sure. Um, chat. Okay. I think I can see it if you make a comment, but if I don't respond, it's because I did something technically wrong. Um, but yes, please feel free to take this in any direction. I'm just going to use this time to share a message I received, but it can go anywhere. Okay, so it's called Reach Out to Find Within Others. And starting with, if everything you need to say can be given to you instantly, then you don't need a fortress of personhood with its beliefs to filter what you say. And I shared this on I think the live with Tally because I hadn't delivered the message yet. This was just the first part. But that was interesting to see how, oh, thank you for the hearts. Hello. um, it was interesting to see how the personhood is the filter and how we try to figure out what we're going to say from the basis of sitting in that filter of personhood and trying to handle things as a person, trying to control things, trying to get what we want and avoid what we don't want. And then to be able to see, we've all had this experience of what we need to say just coming, what we need to say just flowing. And to realize we truly have no separate self interest, and what we need to say in any situation can just come through us at any time. And oh, it's Tally. Hey, Tally. Good to see you here. It says I have 0 people. Oh, now it says I have 1. Okay. Um, yeah, so whatever we need to say can just come to us. And of course, we're all on that learning curve together. We're all in the space of we're trying to figure it out ourselves and handle things ourselves. And we're all learning. Hi, Big Al. Nice to see you too. Oh, Tally's on her way home from shopping. Hope you had a nice trip. um, so just we're all learning together how to not, wow, we have 4 people here, how to not rely on the personhood. And it looks like Abdul says hi. Hello, welcome. Um, so we don't need to rely on this personhood. It's still here. It still seems to be controlling things. And when we look over there at someone else, their personhood, their like shield against love still seems to be present, but it's okay because we can look right through that shield of personhood, which is actually our own projection. It's our own fear projection. Because if you think of it as there only being one of us, then you can kind of see how that is. We can look right through that fear projection to the spirit that they are with you, with us, and just rest in that. And when we get used to resting with each other instead of kind of like combating with each other, even in a friendly conversation, you think of I rest with you instead of I go back and forth with you and maybe try to compete for, I don't know, dominance. If I just rest in you and me and what we are together, then the words and the actions and everything for both of us can come from that space. And Telly says, you sent me a reminder at the perfect time, got frustrated with some people. Their personhood got to me. Thank you for the reminder and for this. So what Tally is referring to, let me find it, is something I'm trying to stop frequently to remind myself of today. I just have to remember where I put it. Is it here? Yeah. It's from A Course in Miracles. And it's when anything seems to disturb you, take this from me and look upon it, judging it for me. Let me not see it as a sign of sin and death, nor use it for destruction, This is really good when you're worried about something too, not when you're angry it works, when you're worried it works. If you really think there's some threat to what you're calling you, so take it from me, look upon it, judging it for me, Holy Spirit. Let me not see it as a sign of sin and death, nor use it for destruction, because we're making our experience with the thoughts we believe. Teach me how not to make of it an obstacle to peace, but let you use it for me to facilitate its coming. So anything at all can be used by the Holy Spirit, something on your body you're worried about, something, some future thing that you think you're worried about, some war over there, some competitiveness right here, anything like that. Holy Spirit can take it from us and teach us how to not make of it an obstacle to peace and can use it. Everything's useful. That's how everything works together for good. And and then right as I got frustrated, you sent me the reminder. Like, thank goodness, right? Because we don't want to have to handle things. So the timing of when we interact with each other and how we interact with each other, let's leave it up to what we all are together because that's so much easier. If we rest in what we all are together and let that handle everything. Rabbit friend here says hello, hello, and Haran says hello. It's good to see you guys. Okay, let's see what else I have here. I gotta find the message again. Anything you want to bring up, anywhere you want to take the conversation, I can abandon what I'm doing. I'm just going through this message outline for something to do. But if there's something coming up for you, something important, share it in the chat and I will eventually see it. Natalie says, we love you, Julie. I love you guys. Thank you. Let's all get used to and comfortable with saying that we love each other. Okay. Strength is never separate. The true strength you have is shared with all. So if you're in one of those give me strength moments, what we could recognize is the strength for right thinking and helpful action is present within everyone. So there's no one who doesn't have that beautiful, perfect ingredient of the strength to come into alignment with everything we are and everything is. So when we see it in them, we can see it and experience it and have it used within us. Strength there equals strength here. So your strength is my strength. So it doesn't need to be used. Oh, no, I didn't say that yet. It's not separate. That was the point. I think I soaked in that point. So it's like I get these thoughts and then I'm supposed to kind of soak in them like I'm in the bathtub, right? And let them absorb. And then that helps me during my day. But I also record them and then I can share them. And if it resonates for you, then it does. Um, and Rabbit says, I love that, Julie. Holy Spirit helps us with ego. Yes. Anything is useful. And Tally says, love, 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 etc. LOL. Love. I could just get on here and say one word and that would encapsulate the whole thing. That would be the whole thing. That's the only thing there is. Okay, so then the next part was strength doesn't need to be used to defend. I still do it. I still engage in defenses every day and I feel it. So when I feel myself engaging in a defense, the thing I've learned along the way is I don't have to try to analyze and say, well, what would not be defensive? And then try to force Julie's behavior in the opposite direction. That's just going to start a war. So that doesn't work. Okay. So the Julie character seems to be rolling along, clinging to certain forms of defensiveness. All that's no problem. And if you look out there, you might see others rolling along and they seem to be clinging to certain forms of defensiveness. That's no problem, right? Because Holy Spirit can use all of it. And no one has to force anyone's behavior. I don't have to force your behavior. I don't have to force my behavior. I don't have to try to be a good person. Thank goodness. Because we're good. We're good beings. We're goodness without opposite. And Rabbit says, I've been singing the thoughts and I can't sing. I think everyone can sing. And then Tally says, Rabbit is funny because the "You've Got the Music in You" lyrics have been playing in my head. We've got the music in you, us. Maybe someday we'll sing together. I know Eric, Just a Yogi. If you go to his channel, Just a Yogi, I recommend it. He has people come into the live and sing. So that's a possibility. All right. Where was I with it? Strength helps you to become aware. So, okay, so let's say I'm rolling along in my defensiveness. What am I doing today? I can become aware I feel defensive, and I don't have to force myself not to enact it, but I can become aware, um, this person's going to dominate me, you know? Maybe that's the thought I believe. This person's going to dominate me. And then I set it down, and then I can turn towards something sane. What is the strength within me? What is sane? What is stable? So, what is sane and stable in me is what I'm remembering to now today. I am sustained by the love of God. So that feels so much better than this person is going to dominate me, so I better put my foot down and put my boundaries up and all that stuff. Again, it doesn't mean that you are not allowed to have boundaries or have the sense that you have them, because boundaries are big in our awareness right now. People talk about boundaries. Boundaries are not the bad guy. The Holy Spirit can use anything on our behalf. The Holy Spirit can use anything not as an obstacle to peace, but to facilitate its coming. So, more important than my trying to change behavior is just putting everything in Holy Spirit's hands and acknowledging the thoughts I believe and turning towards something sane and shared, which is I am sustained by the love of God. You are sustained by the love of God. And as I learn to soak in that and trust in that, then my behavior follows from that. And there's no one judging my behavior, only egos, all of which I made up. I made up an ego for me and I made up an ego for you. And both of them are fictional. So I don't have to worry about that judgment. Okay. Strength helps you to become aware. So when we use our strength to reorient every time we don't feel good, we're reorienting toward what the other guy is. And when we are aware of what the other guy is, the love of God, the beauty, the divine order behind the personhood, you don't have to judge the person, especially up or especially down. We're just looking toward what we all share. Then that's when I find it in me. That's when I'm aware that I am that. And I think that's in a spiritual tradition that sometimes people um, repeat to themselves, I am that. It's possibly from Nisargadatta Maharaj, but it's been a long time since I've done that kind of study, so maybe not. But I am that. I am what you are, and what you are is the light. The light is behind any fear I've projected. So if I look over there anywhere and I see something I don't like, I'm seeing the fear I projected. I'm seeing what I wanted to see originally. I wanted to see that. I came to time and space for that limiting experience of blocking love. Okay, done, check. I did it. Now it's the time to remember the light and rest in the light together. Um, what else do we have? Okay, you can allow all you see to align with the reality of shared innocence. So our reality is shared innocence, and our power, our shared power is great. And we have the power of allowing. And when we allow Holy Spirit to take over, which we're all learning to do, Holy Spirit, or just Spirit, or the light, or whatever you need to call it, Holy Spirit shows us. It reinterprets what we made to show us the truth of us. And Telly says, just getting home, gotta go get inside and put groceries away. I'll be back if you're still alive when I'm settled. Thank you for the reminder. Again, I love and appreciate you. Thank you, Tally. Thanks for being here. Happy groceries. And I might not be here. I'm getting to the end of it, but either way, we'll talk again. Okay. I don't remember where I was, but yes. Holy Spirit can reinterpret what we made to show us um, what is the truth about all of us together. And that's our job, just to allow it. But when I get in there and I start judging separate people and things, I'm asking the world to be held in place in alignment with my judgments. And then I get to be right about the world because I judged it. And there it is as I judged it. It froze like I judged it. And learning to let go of this is allowing everything you see and experience to have the flexibility to align with what Holy Spirit wants to show us about all of us. We just let go of our grip on it and just be and just rest and just appreciate the beauty of all beings and allow the world to reflect back to us the eternal truth of what everyone and everything is forever. And Tally says, thank you. Sounds good. Love you. Love you too. And Rabbit says, have a great Tally. A great day, Tally. I'm just in from running errands too. What else do we have? Okay, yeah. The reality of our shared innocence. And if I'm looking over there and I see guilt, it's an attempt I'm making. I feel guilty for making this world. And any I could say that because we're all the same I. But when you get in touch with why am I seeing something that this is an illusion? Why am I seeing an illusion over there that indicates guilt? Because I'm taking this guilt that I feel without acknowledging that I feel it, and I'm throwing it out there like it's a baseball. And I see it in other people that are defective or things that are defective and not working, maybe run down. um, Diseased plants, anything like that, things and people and events. And I'm just seeing the guilt out there in some form. And I see what I believe, and I believe it because I want to see it. But when I start to see that my beliefs are very flexible and I can always set them down and reorient toward what Holy Spirit would have me focus on, which is I am sustained by the love of God, the purity of that, because you are. No one has been anything at any time ever other than the pure love of God. Have I imagined lots of other things? Yes, because I've displaced my guilt seemingly outwardly. And I've seen and experienced, and I seem to remember all these forms that would indicate guilt, destruction, death. But none of that has been real. And every moment is my chance to reorient toward and rest in what is actually real. So you reach out to find within others what is present within yourself. So as much as I can today, in my mind, if you come to mind, when I reach out toward you, I can find our shared innocence and rest there. I don't have to think things about you. um, I can rest in our shared strength. I don't have to approve of you. I don't have to approve of anything you're doing or saying or how you appear. I can just remember you as the being you are. And then any helpful thoughts I need to guide me in either our interaction in mind, because when you think of me or I think of you, we're interacting and we want to be in the right place where we're recognizing in them what is truly present within us. Again, you don't have to recognize it in the person. The person's the story of the past. You don't need a story of the past. You're here as a being with their being right now. And when allowed, the Holy Spirit will take what looks like my personhood and your personhood and show us both how pure, clean, innocent, beautiful, divinely ordered, blessed, and abundant and healed we both are. So this is an all together thing. Oh, and Rabbit says, And grievances for people, the amount of grievances I can hold for people are unreal, but I see them now and correct my thinking. Yeah, that's a blessed moment for me when I can feel the disturbance and know I believe something. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Today I was thinking that people were too intense. Someone not me is too intense, or people in general in various situations. And I caught it. I'm like, there's that baseball I'm throwing out there. And I'm insisting I'm right about the world. I'm actually making this world so I can experience a world where people seem too intense. That's crazy. So the ego is crazy. And when I've believed an ego belief, I'm crazy. That's okay. Because what I share with you, what my being shares with your being, is profound, still, calm sanity. And I can stop at any moment and remember I'm sustained by the love of God. Everyone I call other is sustained by the love of God. And here we are resting in our sanity. And then everything that needs to come next can come next. But it's like returning to the starting place. Rabbit says sometimes the dumbest things. Yes. And I feel like I reset hundreds of times, thousands of times. How many times do I reset during a day? I don't know. A lot. And that's what my job is. My job is to reset toward what is present within me, what is present within you, rest there, and as much as I can, allow everything I see and experience and seem to say and do to come from that place, that profoundly still, calm, kind, loving place. That's what we are together. So the people don't have to try to be. They don't have to be pressured to try to be kind, loving, gentle. It's the beings who are gentle. And the more I see your being and acknowledge it and rest in my being because I'm capable of seeing your being, that's the space from which all gentleness arises. So I kind of have to retire from, I'm going to take a person, idolize them, and say, this one's so gentle. I'm going to take another person, idolize them, and say, this one's so kind, because I'm implying that everyone else is lacking. But really, if we take the attention away from the personhood and put it on the being's kind everywhere. And if I'm seeing a surface that isn't kind, I threw the baseball out of my guilt, and it took that form. And I'm not to blame, and they're not to blame. Madness is running amok because I wanted it to. But when I no longer want it to, and that affects everything near and far, it affects everyone everywhere. When I no longer want madness to run amok, it doesn't. So it's like learning to um, come off of our addiction to madness running amok and stopping many times a day to align with what is sane within all of us. And Rabbit says, Spirit helps with everything. Yes, indeed. And we're all one. Thank goodness. The profound relief. An editor from Olympus, I like that name, says this. I'm not sure what the symbol is before this, but maybe you can tell me. And hearts, thank you for coming. I just finished up with what I wanted to say. Again, it was reach out to find within others. So if I'm going to know myself, I have to know that what's present in you, gentleness, kindness, love, goodness without opposite, regardless of how any person looks, that's the only way I find it within you. So I'll be working on that today, and I'll just give you a minute if anyone wants to bring anything up. And I'll take that moment to rest in our shared beingness. And if we're all good, we're all good. So I'll check in with you again. I'm kind of thinking my lives will be spontaneous unless I've planned them with another person. But give me feedback wherever it comes up for you if you want me to try to schedule them. let me know. But today it just worked out, so I jumped on it. Okay, thank you for being here. Wishing you well. Oh, Rabbit said, wait, I haven't ended it. I'm still here. And while we're waiting, a channel I would recommend is, what is it called? I think it's called Moments of Enlightenment 1. I've been checking that channel out lately. It has great A Course in Miracles content. So I think it's Moments of Enlightenment 1, the number one. Yesterday I read that ego can't be killed because it's not real. True. I made it up. I made up an ego for me, and I made up one for everyone else I call other. And I can only do that in insanity. And now I'm kind of like emerging out of insanity. Whoa, what a crazy dream. And oh, now we have Roland. Roland or Roland? Thank you for coming here. We were just finishing up, but I will stay in chat if people have more to say. And Roland or Roland is from the Philippines. Okay, and Rabbit says, great, yes, I'm following that channel now too. Oh, good. That's a beautiful group of beings we have there, all focusing on what we are together. So, Roland, if there's anything you want to bring up and any questions you have, just chime in. And otherwise, I will maybe in once a week or so, and we'll come on live again, but I can't promise when. Okay, I think we're good to wrap it up now. I hope. Tell me wait if we're not. And I'll see you guys again. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you.